Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609. I'm just leaving Burnet, Texas. I did a video earlier of downtown Burnet, and now I'm leaving Burnet, Texas and heading back to the house. This is Highway 281. We're headed south. If we stayed on this highway, we'd go right into Marble Falls, Texas. But what I thought I'd talk about now, since I am getting close to taking a trip, I plan on leaving around I plan on leaving on April the 15th. I always pick a target date so it'll bring everything together at that time. If you don't have a target, it's hard to hit it, you know what I mean? But I have a target date, and that's what I'm working on. So this video is going to be, some RVing tips and just some random thoughts about RVing. I'm 73 years old. I've lived full-time in an RV for 25 years almost. And I've done it a lot of different ways. I've traveled and camped and lived in a Toyota Prius. I've traveled, camped, and lived in a pickup with a camper top on the back, and I actually have lived in full-time in a travel trailer for over 20 years, 25. And now I have a 2019 Casita Freedom Deluxe 17-foot fiberglass RV, which is really nice. I really like it, but we're not going to talk about that. But some of the things that you need to be aware of whenever you go RVing or camping or outdoors in general for extended periods of time, you know, and you wonder how insects get inside of your RV or your tent or whatever, and you think there's an opening somewhere that's allowing them to get in. Well, that may be true. But I have to tell you this, most of the time, or a lot of the time, I'm not sure what percentage, but if you're sitting outside in your cute little chair, like I've got a folding rocking chair now, and I'll be sitting out a lot more probably, but insects light on your clothing, and little crawling insects will crawl up on your shoes. Now, if you're barefooted, you'll notice them, and that'll be the end of that crap. Well, I have to tell you, you will not notice a tick crawling on your foot. They're that good. But anyway, so these little insects, while you're sitting outside, are getting in your clothing and on your body. You're not aware of it, so you get up and you don't brush yourself off, and you go inside, you take your clothes off, hang them up, lay them down, whatever you do. You put your shoes wherever you put them, and the next thing you know, you're laying in bed and you feel something crawling on you, and oops, you know what? You're wondering how it got in. Your first suspicion is that there's an opening somewhere at the door or inside or outside or somewhere, and these little boogers are coming in. And they may be, but just be aware that they can get on your clothes, and that happens often. So what I would recommend is, you can put a little off on your clothes and on your shoes, and that helps. I don't like to do that because that stuff is, I just don't like it. It's pretty potent stuff. And I will put it around my shoes. I take that back. That is an exception. I will put it on my shoes, on the sides of my shoes and top, because that discourages those little ticks and other little crawling insects from getting up on your body by crawling on your shoes. But just be aware that on your clothing, before you go in, like say you have on a little windbreaker or something, if you take a second and shake it out and kind of brush your clothes off before you go in, that will eliminate a lot of the insect problems later on inside the RV. So another thing that I thought about was, and these are in no order and no order of importance or anything, these are just random thoughts. Another thing that helps when you're camping or RVing or traveling anywhere, if you can, adhere as closely to your, quote, daily routine as you can. Because once you get out of that, it kind of disturbs your whole harmony. Your body gets, it changes, and anytime there's a change, for every action, there's a reaction. So if you can continue, closely to your same diet if you can, and rest at the same length and so forth, and if you have to drive, say 4 or 5 hours, just whenever you arrive and get your tent or your camp or your RV set up, then, begin to get back into your routine. Look at your watch. If it's 3 o'clock, ask yourself, what do I normally do at 3 p.m.? Well, for me, or 4 p.m., it's beer 30, and that's pretty easy. I never forget beer 30, so there's enough said about that. But the point is try to adhere to a routine even while traveling, even though it's difficult. well, it's not difficult. You just need to be aware that you need to try to stay within yourself, your element, so to speak. And also, and this goes right along with your daily routine, your diet. Oh God, one of the things that happens, it happens to me, it doesn't happen as much anymore because I've gotten better at preparing my own food because I'm single, and I've been single for over 30 years. But your diet, a lot of people, they want to sample the local cuisine, and that's your choice, and I do too, but I just don't do it every day. And because eating out is probably one of the least healthy things you can do. I know a lot of people may debate that with me, but I have to tell you, in my opinion, anytime you eat out, the food tastes good, and the reason is it's loaded with salt, basically. So if you can, try to, eat more prepared foods that you prepare that are nutritious than that are prepared by restaurants and fast food places. You'll feel better, and you'll live a little longer because of it. And then the last part of this video kind of ties into trying to keep your health by eating healthy, and that is, as you grow older, I'm 73 years old, and I've been doing this a long time, and at some point, old daddy here ain't going to want to do this. He's going to wake up one day and say, shit, I'm not going to hook up that RV, or I'm not going to do this or that. And it'll happen. I'm not sure at what age. I know there's a lot of people out there RVing and traveling over the age of 80 and up close to 90, maybe in their 90s, I'm not sure. But that's them. I'm thinking about me. I'm not concerned about what the thundering herd does. I'm focusing on me. Because one of the things that happens as you get older, everybody knows this, your vision gets bad, your hearing gets bad, your reflexes are crap, and you're not a good driver anymore, because you pull up to an intersection, you think you've looked both ways, and all of a sudden there's a Mack truck that goes right through your vehicle. All right? Not good, right? I hope this person has enough sense to move over, because, guy, I think you think you're Superman. I understand that. But he's going to look super funny on the hood of old Bubba's truck. Never mind. Enough said about that. But yeah, growing older, if you're an RVer, particularly if you're a full-timer, you need to have a plan, because at some point you're going to have to park that thing, whether it's a travel trailer, a motorhome, or whatever, and that's it. They have an old folks home in East Texas, Escapees. You can go to escapees.com. They have a website, and if you have an RV and I guess if they have a space open, you can go into their retirement spots, and it's kind of like a rest home, or assisted care facility, but you live in your RV, and they kind of help out, and I'm sure it's not cheap, but you're able to stay in your own home, your RV, which you may have lived in for a long period of time. Would I go there? I doubt it. Ooh, look at that guy almost hit me. That's not good, is it? Came all the way across the center stripe. Probably texting, very important. But yeah, check out the Escapees retirement home and see what you think about it. I wouldn't do it. My plan right now is my retirement home is my home base in Central Texas, and that's why I've been getting it ready. That's why I got the slab, the concrete poured, I got the driveway fixed, I got the electrical fixed, because I'm thinking for me, I'm not sure. Right now, I feel great. I'll be going in April somewhere, and I'll probably be gone for a few months. I'm not sure. I plan to. It may change my mind after 3 days. You never know. But that's my choice. It's my body, my life. I don't care what anybody thinks. And I think everyone should live their life that way. And a lot of people will say you're selfish. You're not selfish, because you can't take care of anybody else if you can't take care of yourself. Okay? If you're not in good shape and feel good and whatever, you're not going to do anybody else any good. So be a little selfish and take care of yourself. And as you grow older, know your limitations, and be careful. And that's about all I got to say about that. But anyway, it's a beautiful day here in Central Texas. A lot of blue bonnets. Temperature right now is 68 degrees, wind out of the southeast. I already said that. And it's really nice. And again, the temperatures are coming right on up, which they usually do this time of the year naturally. And I've been watching the areas that I'm planning on going to the early part of my trip, and the temperatures are coming right up in line, so they should be in the above 50 for the lows, and then around 80 for the highs, which is perfect. The winds, however, where I'm going initially in New Mexico will probably be a little bit high, because, you know, believe it or not, you know, once the wind gets over 10 miles an hour, it's not really good to be sitting outside. You know, 15 miles an hour is definitely not comfortable, and 20 is not at all. And so, you know, you get out there in the west in the seasons when the winds are really blowing, it's not fun. I have been there many times, and I speak from experience. The winds usually start to lie a little bit the end of April. May, they start to settle down a little bit, and in June, July, August is pretty good. June is the hottest month in the desert Southwest, because that's the way it is. And then July and August, they get a little rain, and the temperatures, the temperatures show to be a little lower. But when I say they get a little rain, I mean a little rain. You know, like in July and August, they might get 3 inches of rain. You know, some places get that much every day. You know, but that's in the desert. That's a lot. But having said that, guys, from Central Texas on a nice day on this is Park Road 4 that goes by Inks Lake State Park and Longhorn Cavern State Park. This is Rusty 78609 saying, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye bye. Buy anything you want. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because I get a small commission, and it helps. So if you choose to, do it. If you don't want to fool with it, don't. What else? You know, drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, keep your health, take deep breaths, because that lowers your blood pressure. You know, stand guard at the door of your mind. All those things are free. It doesn't cost you 1 penny to stand guard at the door of your mind, take deep breaths, drink water. That's a free ride right there. You know, a stretch, exercise, you know, all you got to do is discipline yourself to do it. You know, I learned this years ago. Form good habits and become their slave. Form good habits and become their slave. Is that true? Yes. And once it becomes a habit, you don't even think about it. You just do it as a matter of routine. Like for me, to get up in the morning and go take a walk every morning, 365 days a year, that's such a part of my life that I can't go without it. And, you know, a lot of other things, you just make them a habit. But having said that, adios, amigos. Bye-bye. Let me get around this turn so I can end this video without being out there with those cows. Here we go. I'm trying to end the video, guys. I'm going to end it. We got a lot of curves here.